In every man's life, there comes a choice between two paths. One, a path full of darkness and treachery. The other, a path that is bright and playful. But what the man doesn't realize is that he must either suffer through the pain and treachery while on the path to success, or suffer through the pain and darkness at the end of the path to failure. This is going to sound a little obvious, but self-improvement is you. It is directly going on you. What you do is going to be reflected onto you. I know that sounds kind of weird, but what I mean is whatever you do is what you'll become. Whatever happens to you, you most likely deserve. Obviously, freak accidents, blah, 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 whatever. But whatever happens, you deserve. And, you're probably sitting here like right now, like, uh, yeah, of course it is because, it's me. But what a lot of people don't understand in self-improvement is this is you. This is your life. Whatever you do is what happens. Whatever you do, if it's eating junk food, you'll become fat. And I want you to get this into your head. The decisions you make will never change. The decisions that you make will be what happen for the rest of your life. You cannot change the decisions you make. But you can change the decisions you will make. So I want you to get this through your thick skull. Whatever you do will happen to you. And people talk about depression, about anxiety. I honestly think most of it's fake. It's not a real medical issue. It's because they found out what happens when they make the wrong choices. Because when you make the wrong choices with yourself, what happens is they become you. Those wrong choices become you. And then what happens then? You're screwed. Because you've made the wrong choices and now you're sitting here, you're fat, you're lonely, you're an excuse for a person. And you know that. Your brain knows that you're fat, you're unhealthy, you're lonely, and that you're a sad excuse for a person. And you'll start to get depressed because your brain knows that it is not good, that it's not doing well in life. But if you make the right decisions, your brain is happy because it knows you're healthy, you're attractive, you're a really good person, and it'll be happy. And what happens is in self improvement, this is what happens. You get happy and then you get super sad because everything that happens is what happens to you. And I want you to really listen to me when I say this because I feel like it's super important for you to realize that whatever decisions you make will become what will become you. It will become you. You're just a culmination of all the decisions that you've made in your life. So I don't want you to sit here thinking that, oh, I can eat the junk food today. I can be disciplined whenever I want. Because once you start going down that cycle of, oh, I can do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I can eat junk food today. That will become you. You'll become fat. You'll become unhealthy because that's what's happening to me. Okay? I'll be honest with you. I'm not like these other self improvement guys who won't talk about their own struggles. I have been struggling for months now. I've been eating junk food. I've been fapping more than I have a year ago. I have been struggling and I feel it. I feel awful all the time. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm going to fail at life because I know how bad I am being to myself right now. I feel terrible and I don't know how to stop it. So I want you to realize how important self are, because they can cause you to be the happiest man in the world, or you can feel stuck, you can feel awful, and you will probably feel both ways. Last summer, I felt like the happiest man alive. I was going on runs every day. I was working out every day. I felt great. My friends were telling me how good I was. I felt amazing. Out of the school year, things started to go down. I was like, okay, this is fine. I started getting into May. I started getting into April. They were awful. I was eating junk food every day. I couldn't stick to cutting, and it felt awful. And I've never talked about this before because I'm too egotistical. I'll say it. I was too egotistical. I didn't want to admit that I was struggling on self improvement. How could the self improvement guy of my town be struggling? How could I be the one that can't eat healthily, that can't stop fapping? How? I was too prideful. I didn't realize that, you know, I'm just lying to everybody. I was lying to everybody. I was talking about it and I was lying to everybody. I've been struggling for months and I was too prideful to admit it. And a lot of you are too. You're too prideful to admit that you've struggled. So if you are, I want you to admit it. I want you to go to somebody right now and tell them how bad you've been doing. Get the help you need and then continue. Don't be so prideful that you can't accept help from others. I don't even remember what this video is about anymore. I don't care. That what you do right now is your future. This is your future. And of course, you can change, but I don't want you to get a point where you think you need to change because you're in so much pain. I want you to constantly be better. I want you to think that you need to change, but not because your life sucks so much. So when you're on self improvement, realize that every decision you make will become your future self. And you want your future self to be happy, to be proud of that past self that put in the work so that your future self could succeed. You don't want your future self to hate you, your future self to be angry that it's not successful because its past self didn't put in the work. So realize the decisions you make are what you become. Hope this video helped. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.